You've built momentum, you've made progress, you're having sales, and then all of a sudden, everything goes quiet. It's very frustrating. You feel like you're doing something, you know you're working, but you're spinning your wheels, or at least that's how it feels. So let's fix that. This is how you build momentum on purpose when everything seems stuck. The first thing to do is to analyze what's gone wrong. Loss of momentum isn't a thing. Something has slowed down. Momentum is an abstract term. You want to know what are the specific things that have gone wrong or that have stopped happening or that you can deal with, because you can't deal with momentum. You can deal with specific problems. Those you can fix. Ask yourself, has sales work slowed down? Has sales work continued, but sales themselves have slowed down? Is your sales team or your marketing team or your engineering team disengaged? Those things are relatively easy to fix. Momentum just doesn't stop on its own accord. It stops for a reason. Somebody is disengaged. A customer is not being heard. A marketing person is not doing his or her job. These things are why momentum slows down. Sometimes it's the external market. Very little you can do about that at times. But much of the time, it is something internal. Your job is to not panic, but just sit there and figure out what's wrong. Determine where the slowdown is coming from. What's its actual source, and how is that actually manifested in the company's functioning? Be honest. If it's you, if it's somebody else's performance, make sure you're thinking about it correctly. You don't need to say anything yet. You don't need to do anything yet. You're trying to analyze what is going wrong and be honest in doing so. 9 times out of 10, when momentum has slowed down, the vision has either gotten blurry or you've lost the vision and walked away from it. Reestablish the vision for the company. It may require change because the market, for example, may have changed. But having a clear vision and working towards that vision is the secret for breaking out of the momentum gap. One of the major problems is success. You've reached a milestone, you've completed it, and everybody's breathing a big sigh of relief and nobody gets started on the next round. That can often be a momentum killer. I've seen that happen many times. Be very careful to allow people enough time to recover from a success, but no longer. Reconnect with your why. Why am I doing this? Why am I in this business? Why is my company in this business? Why is it doing these things? Set goals, not immediate goals, but goals for the next quarter or 2 quarters. Where do you want to be at that point? And then work backwards of how you're going to get there. That alone is often enough for you to now have a path towards reestablishing your momentum. Often when momentum stalls, it's because there's a loss of focus, and that loss of focus occurs because there's too much going on. There's too many meetings happening, there's too many customers yelling at you, there's too many people who are being deadwood, there's too many people who are not doing their job. Determine what it is and break those logjams. You may have to get rid of some people. You may have to cut off some customers or delay them. Whatever it takes, break yourself out of that pattern of stasis, and you'll find that the momentum is reestablished. I want to share with you something that I've been working on for a long time that is very important to me, and that is a Discord channel for business. On it, there will be a lot of free information, but also access to me. So you can have the ability to ask me questions, and I can respond to your particular problems and difficulties, and also help you get started. I'm really looking forward to being able to interact with you individually on there. I look forward to seeing everybody on there, and I will be waiting for you. Now, let's get back to our video. The definition of insanity that people use is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. If you're doing that with a process in your company, with the dealing with a particular customer, even with the characteristics of a product that was good but may not be, you may be failing to make advances, and that may be the cause of your loss of momentum. I have seen many times people get stagnated in a route that was very good at the beginning and no longer is. You have to learn to recognize that. Once you've cleared away the deadwood, once you've gotten rid of the places where you're wasting time or people are wasting your time, once you've gotten rid of those, rank the importance of the things for moving the needle on the company. And do those first. Do the most exciting, but the most effective first. That's what you want to concentrate on at all times, but particularly when momentum has stalled, pay attention to the things that, if they work properly, they will reestablish that momentum the quickest. What constitutes the momentum in your company and what drives it? Because that's what you need to restore. And you'll find it is always things like talking to customers, finding out what their new requirements are, finding out what they need that they're not getting from you and that you can supply to them, finding out what your employees need, finding out what they want to work on and what they think they should be working on, and you may find that they're working on the wrong things. Follow your nose when you find things that you don't feel right about. You will find that quite often your instincts are very good, that there's something going on there, not necessarily something wrong, there's something misapplied. Learn to apply it right. Motivation does not directly create momentum. Progress does. And that sounds tautological, but what I mean by that is when you feel like you are making progress towards specific goals, you will find that momentum gets reestablished both in your own mind and then in the work that you and everybody else around you is doing. People on a moving train feel like they're making progress when everybody around them is moving, and they will tend to move forward even faster when that's the case. When you're reestablishing momentum, it is important to have broken the tasks that need to be done down into small, bite-sized pieces so that you can see progress every day, so that you can take a step towards the goal rapidly. Small steps taken rapidly is a whole lot better than the same amount of progress in one giant step when it comes to reestablishing momentum, both in your own mind and in the company's. Set these tasks, measure these tasks, make sure you're equating them, and when you do, celebrate them. Make people know that they have achieved something. The fastest way to restore momentum with the people who work for you is to have them feel a sense of accomplishment for real accomplishments made. I can remember a project that I was working on, and we were working for another company, and that other company was watching us and seeing that we were running in circles and just exhausted. The guy that was in charge of the other company sent all of our company home at his expense. We were in Texas, so he sent us back to California at his expense to get a weekend off. And then we hit the ground like we were just starting out, like it was day one. The amount of energy that act of kindness on his part accomplished jump-started us back into the enthusiasm, the hard work, and the feeling of increased accomplishment. It doesn't have to be somebody external that does it. You can do that with your employees. Sometimes you have to tell your employees, go home, relax, get enough sleep, and come back in on Monday morning and hit the ground running. And you'll find they will. Momentum does not come back all at once. It comes back one step at a time, one decision at a time, one advancement at a time, one praise at a time. And once you learn that, you'll learn how to restart the momentum. You don't need luck, you need clarity. You need to be engaged in the game and let others see that you are engaged in the game, and they will be. And that is the way momentum will be reestablished.